my mic check, sound check. All right. Welcome to today's training, which is the Modern Millionaire Mindset Training. The Modern Millionaire Mindset Training. Modern Millionaire Mindset. This is about thinking rich to being rich. There's a difference between being rich, thinking rich, and there's certain things that keep a lot of people from becoming that. You guys in our group, I'm actually recording this, so I have my own stuff because I'll be honest, this is the first time I'm actually recording this live on video. I usually teach this in a sense where either guys come to any of the trainings that we have, and we have a day where we go over winning the mindset of money, or the money behind the way people who have a lot more money think, and how you can have it too. And one of the things that I usually want to say and share, I want to share with you guys on this training, because I want you to constantly think about these things. I want you to go back and reference them. Money is not a problem. Money is never the problem. Money is always the results. So if you take a look at that, if you don't have the amount of money that you want, even if you have money, and it's not, I hear a lot of people complaining, so well, I don't make enough money, or I don't have enough money. I got to figure out another way to make more money so I can have more money. Money is a result. Money is not the problem. So if you take a look at that and go, cool, man, if money is just a result, then that must mean that there's a root. So where did the lack of money, or even the money that you have that's enough, or the money that you want to have that's more, how do you go about getting that? And I can tell you that ultimately, if you don't learn the principles and apply these principles that we're going to go over today, you won't be able to have that. You will sabotage yourself all the time. All right, so I actually just, real talk, I brought my notes because I don't teach this on video, I teach this live, and there's a huge interaction between what we do live versus what we're going to do on this training today. So I brought my notes. I'm going to actually ask you to write down a couple of things and take notes yourself so you can play this game with us. And if you do this, you'll win. And like we always say, how you do anything is how you do everything. If you play weak, and even in this training, then you'll play weak in the real world, because everything is energy, right? So if everything is energy, money's energy, your energy, everything that you put out in the world is energy. If you give weak-ass energy, you will get weak-ass results. If you give weak-ass energy towards getting more money, how can you get big-ass results with weak-ass energy? You cannot. It's an exchange, right? Equal to equal. So again, I want to invite you to play at 100% in this training. I want you to invite you to play 100%, even if it's in your own living room while you're watching this, or wherever it is that you're watching this, whether you're in our live group right now that's going down, or you're watching this video. Take time, do the notes, do the activities. If you don't do them, I can promise you, you will consistently get what you've always got, because you won't play. All right, so I'm gonna move this. So bear with me, guys. All right, because like I said, I'm a real guy. I'm not teaching shit that don't work. I'm teaching things that I've done and they work. And when I don't do them, I begin to fail again. Which is also why I'm committed to sharing this information with you, because let's be real about that. When you teach something, you begin to live it, right? It isn't, I taught what I used to do, now I don't do that anymore, and I go on. That's where failure comes about. I'm not that kind of guy. Real shit that works in the real world, which is why I'm sharing this with you, and I'm teaching it so I can begin to functionally focus to get to my next level too. All right, so first things first. We talked about this. The thing that I want you to get from today, the main objective of this training, is about your money threshold. Your money threshold will define how much money you make your whole life. As a matter of fact, you take this money threshold everywhere you go. As a matter of fact, so if you take a look at your current income right now, you've probably made that amount of money the whole time that you've been in the game of trying to make money, whether it's in your business, whether you provide a service for somebody, even in your job. Your whole life, you've maybe made it to one point, you make that money, and then all of a sudden something happens, and then you lose it. And then you build it all back up, and then you make it, and then you're like, okay, I'm at this point again, I'm back where I was, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 you lose it. I'm like that, all right? I've been in the constant situations where I get to $250,000, $300,000, I get to $11 million in net worth, and then all of a sudden I lose it. Whether I can say, hey, this happened outside of me, I couldn't control that, whatever, it still seems to, I'm always at this point. Now, I didn't start out there. At some point, I was at 50,000. Then I was at 60,000, then 100,000, and then all of a sudden I was at the next phase. But it's what I said. When I live these principles, my threshold, my money threshold climbs. And when I don't live these thresholds, my money threshold tapers out. And I want you to picture the money threshold like this. your money threshold. I'm gonna throw this towel over my shoulder, right? So let's say, picture this as your threshold. This is a gap, right? And I want you to picture yourself, let's say as an athlete. As an athlete, if you're a runner, you can run, let's say you constantly run 5 miles. So at 5 miles, you run, you've gotten good at it, and that's your threshold for running. But let's say you had to run 6 miles. If it's your first time, and you had to run 6 miles, your legs are going to fill up with blood, the lactic acid in your blood, you're going to get tired faster, and all of a sudden that 5-mile greatness that you're able to do, like with ease, 1 more mile past that mile becomes hard, it becomes a challenge, it's uncomfortable. And let me tell you, your money threshold is directly related to your comfort threshold. Your comfort threshold will dictate your money threshold, all right? Just like your comfort in business, your business threshold will be designated by your business comfort, right? So let's say your money threshold, you want to go from, let's say, 100,000, right, a year, or let's say 50,000 a year, right? Whatever, 50,000 a year, 100,000 a year, to 200,000 a year, to $50,000 a year. I'm thinking big numbers, 500,000, 200,000, shit like that. I want you to start thinking that way too, because it's a threshold thing. So let's say you're able to get here. What does it take for you to be here? Let's say 55,000, 60,000. What does it take for you to be here? Or let's say here, 150, 200,000. And let's go here, let's go here. Each one of these places, you have to find yourself in. You have to create the habit. You have to create the habit of getting here. Then you have to create the habit of being here. Then you have to create the habit of being here. And then you create the habit of being here. Your whole life will revolve around your ability to push past the painful threshold to take to the next level, and then push past that one, but that takes a habit. So if you take a look at that, your money threshold will be with you for the rest of your life, unless you can identify where it comes from and adjust it based on what you create as your new habits to get there, all right? So, that said, let's take a look at where your threshold comes from. So I want you to write down in a notebook, money is. And I want you to come up with 5 words. Money is blank. 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 And I want you to write down the first thing that comes up in your mind. Because if you can think about the first things that come up in your mind, you will have a better understanding of what your thoughts are about money. What stops you from doing the things that you want to do? Your threshold is not an action. Your threshold is your thoughts. Because money is a thought. All right? The next one. The reason I can't be rich or successful is, and do 5. So first one, and we'll just do 2. A, B. The reason, so first one, money is 5 answers. First thing that comes to mind, just your thoughts, okay? Next one, reason I can't be rich or successful is 5 things. First thing that comes to mind, just your thoughts, all right? These are important as activities because these are beliefs. This is your mind. And there's so many more. Again, I only teach this live. And again, I'm working off my notes. So, last one. I want you to write 5 there. 4, 5. All right. Again, I haven't taught this without somebody there responding. So it's a little different for me to kind of do these things, okay? So again, I want more money because 5 thoughts that come to mind. What are they? Why do you want more money? Bam, 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 bam. Like these are the 2 things that are so important. You know, because if you don't figure this out, this is your money threshold, if that makes sense. Like, it isn't the amount of money that you bring in, it's your beliefs about money. Like, money is X for me. Money means this to me. Money means this to me. The reason why I can't be rich and successful is X, 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 X. The reason why I want more money is because X, 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 X. Like, all of these things are how you think and feel about money. And I want to give you guys a perspective on things. And this is how most things work. And this is, again, about your money threshold, right? Patterns and habits, plus thoughts, plus feelings, plus actions equal your results or outcomes, right? And some of you guys may know this already. Some of you guys may have seen this already. But let me tell you something. If you don't do this, you don't know it. If you don't practice this every day, this isn't something that you put into your game every day, then you don't know it. You've heard about it. You've thought about it. Somebody else knows it, and they've told you, but you don't know shit unless you live this thing. And I can tell you, I can say that I know this too because I teach it, I preach it, I do a bunch of other stuff, and I practice it, but I don't practice it consistently enough, which is why I'm going to teach it over and over and over again, because you teach what you become. You teach what you become. Okay? So the more that I share with you, the more that you practice this and share it with the people that you care about, the more you will become that thing. That's the pattern. All right. So again, your patterns or your habits affect what you think about, affect what you feel, affect your actions that you take, affect your results or your outcomes. So, question for you. Where did you learn your habits as it relates to money? Money and success. Or being rich, wealthy. Wealthy. Did the people that you learned money from, were they rich? Did the people that you learned money from, were they successful? This isn't bad about those people. They did the best that they could, and it is your responsibility to think about what you've learned, because everything you know is bullshit. The only thing real is what you have bought into to believe that is real. There's things that we will be socialized to believe by church, school, parents, all these different people. They did the best they could for the time that they were in. But for the time that you were in, which is why this is called the modern millionaire mindset training, the time that you're in right now currently, those beliefs that at some point were given to you to keep you safe, are they allowing you to go to the level of success that you want? Safe and success are 2 different fucking things. And if you don't recognize where your patterns and your habits that are setting the threshold for the amount of money that you want to generate and receive in your life, for your lifetime, if you don't realize you're responsible for everything, then you can't get to where you want to go, because someone else is at fault for your failures instead of you. And if they're at fault, you can't fix them, you can only fix you, right? So, thoughts, patterns, which is why I asked. Money is. The reason why I can't be rich or successful is because. Or that last question, I can't remember what it was because I erased it. But you get what I'm saying. Go back to those questions and make sure you answer them, because you don't know what you don't know. The belief that you have is so locked in because you've bought it. It's sustained you so long that you don't realize that that belief may be controlling you, even though that belief isn't serving you. Let me say that again. That belief that's controlling you may not be the belief that is serving you to where you want to go, which is why you can have the yo-yo effect or the win-lose effect, or like I call it, the roller coaster of I make it, I lose it, I make it, I lose it, I make it, I lose it. Or I make it, I go up, I go back down. I make it, I go up, I go back down. I make it, I go up, I go back down. If you can't track the dip, which is your threshold back up, and then the dip, then you will stay on that dip forever. All right? So, we will get into that. So I want you to write down, really, I'm not talking about where you learned money from a book or all the other shit, and even your own experiences. Where did you learn Money. Was it parents? Was it school? Was it church? Was it some type of class? Was it a book? Was it seminars? Where did you learn it from? Write down all of the thoughts, all of the things that you heard. Right, as a matter of fact, here's the deal. Write down 3 things that you heard as common about money. 3 things. What did you hear as being normal about money in your house when you were growing up? In your talking with your friends, and then talking with the people in business, or talking with the people at your office, or talking with the people at your job. What was the common thing, the 3 things that was common? I'm talking about general things. Like, money is the root of all evil. It's something that we heard where? In church. So if you want to make more money, your beliefs about money, not the ones that you consciously believe, but the subconscious constant battering against the wall that say, hey, money's the root of all evil, money is the root of all evil, money is the root of all evil, taught to you as a child, continuously on, going where you want to go, and you want to make more money. Don't you think that there's 2 conversations going on in your head? 1, I want to make more money. 2, money's the root of all evil, so if I make it, I need it. That will challenge you, whether you believe it or not. That's what's happening. And most people who can overcome those things, because they identify the thing that's stopping them in their minds, are able to overcome those things and push on to the next level. All right? So, 3 things that you heard as common about money in your house, at church, at school, business partners, at your job, all those other things. Write them down, because the first thing that pops into your mind is the thing. I can promise you. If you have to think really hard, it's not those. You're coming up with the 3 things. Bam, 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 bam. Do those. And where did you learn them from? Write them down. This isn't bad. Your parents are not bad. School you learned is not bad. The church that taught you is not bad. The classes you took are not bad. The books and the seminars are not bad. They just did the best they could at the time that they were taught. But as time has changed for you and your needs, maybe you need $1 million, maybe you need $50,000, maybe you need $70,000, maybe you want to go up another $100,000 extra in your income. What matters to you is different from maybe what you were taught, so it becomes your responsibility to identify, right? The 3 keys to change, like we teach in this, in Tougher and in Champion and in all this academy things, are what? First, you are aware of the problem and where it comes from. Next, you understand. You understand. Last but not least, you recondition. Be aware, understand, recondition. Right now, we're in the awareness phase. Being aware of your thoughts that are stopping you from getting to the next level, keeping you in the threshold where you currently are, is more important than actual data and learning how to do it. Because if you don't get this, then you will challenge the doing of a thing, right? Like we said, your thoughts and your actions are 2 different things. But if you think about a thing, you won't act. You won't act with the level of precision enough to get real results, not the results we want to see. All right. So, go through those couple of questions. And next, we want to go through the next thing. I want you to be a financial freedom fanatic. I think that's how you spell fanatic. I want you to become a financial freedom fanatic. So, what is the definition between financial freedom? What is the true definition of financial freedom? I want you to write it down. Because when you hear something, you understand it. When you see something, you kind of get it. But when you do something, you know it. So write down, what is the definition of financial freedom? And I want you to understand the definition that I'm talking about is the ability to have enough money coming in, working capital, to where it makes enough money for you to have enough income, passive income through business income and investment income, for you to live the lifestyle that you want. So financial freedom to us is having enough money coming in, working for us by way of passive income through business income and, notice I said and, 2, business income and investment income that allows us to live the lifestyle that we want. All right. So when you get that, first things first, and we're moving into the doing of this thing. All right. So now we're going to go into what I call the financial freedom framework. And it's two things: working income. Not two things, but it's a few things. Working income plus savings plus passive plus simplify. So your working income and your savings plus passive income, and then you simplify your expenses. A lot of people live way past where their fucking means are, and unless you take a look at your expenses and you become ruthless at cutting expenses in your life, most of the shit you don't need. All right? I want to give you something. I share this with my business guys, but if you look at your life and your finances as you being the CEO of your financial life, and you take a look at this, 20% of your actions will yield 80% of your results. Right? That means 80% of your expenses can be cut. That you can actually live without 80% of the shit that you have and still live an excellent life, at least until you get to the part where you're financially free. You know, I'm not saying live cheap and meager, but what I'm saying is take a look at the shit you really don't need or doesn't serve you. Going to the direction that you want to go, you need to be ruthlessly committed to cut expenses and simplify things so you can finally get to the financial freedom. And then once you get to financial freedom, you can begin to climb and you begin to grow. See, that's the millionaire mindset way of thinking. If you don't manage your money will manage you. All right? That is a $1 million millionaire mindset principle. If you don't manage your money will manage you. And your money should be making you money. Or if it's not making you money, your money is costing you money. You understand? So, this is how this works. First, before we do all that, again, I'm going off my notes, we're going to go through a couple things. Right now, you should have work, working income, working money. You should have passive. You should have savings. You should have, let's see, and your investments. And you should be simplifying. All right. So if you take a look at that, you have simplified investments, you have savings, you have passive income. And I want you to put a line on your notebook right here. And I want you to rate this 1 through 10. 1, I suck. 10, I'm awesome. Spell awesome wrong. Yeah, awesome. All right. So again, look at that. Working income, passive income, savings, investment, simplifying. Rate yourself in working income, rate yourself in passive, savings, investment, and simplify on a level of 1 to 10. 1, I suck. 10, I'm awesome. Okay? And I want you to rate yourself in these perspectives to say, okay, look, the key to change is awareness. Where are you in the pursuit of having the mindset of a modern millionaire to manage your money so whereas you can manage your life so you can make more, right? The universal principles of money is the same. More creates more. You have more money, you make more money. You save more money, you'll make more money. You focus where you want things to expand. And if we focus on working income, passive income, savings, investment, and simplifying, this is all about managing your money, right? This is the money management method. This is one of the simplest money management methods ever. We call it the financial freedom framework. All right, as you do this and you see where you are, let's say you're a 10 here, you're a 1 here, you're a 3 here, and you're a 4 here, you have 1 investment, and let's say you're a 1 at simplifying. Like, then you know where you need to work. You're not lying. You need to focus here, you need to focus here, you need to focus here, you need to focus, like all these other areas, so you may make a lot of money but your ability to manage money, to multiply money, is failing you, right? This is the modern millionaire mindset. This is how the game is played, right? So the way you might have been taught may have served you to a certain point, but it'll keep you looping, and it'll make your threshold, like I said, as a runner at 5 miles does great. Push him to 6 and he fails, or he gets tired and he gets tough. He has to continue to push to 6 and practice running 6 miles to become efficient. And that's what we're going to be doing here. The name of the game is practice, right? So, again, working income, passive income, savings, investments, simplify. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, I suck. 10, I'm awesome. Where are you in this equation? I hope you wrote those things down. If not, later down the line, you can re-look at this and we can get back to it. Are you getting this? All right. In order for you to, I call it the M3, Modern Millionaire Mindset Training. In order for you to have the mindset of somebody who is financially free, the mindset, the way millionaires and rich and successful people think. They think very differently. They're not better. They just think differently. They have different habits. You must do this as well. All right? So, I'm going to move you into this next thing. Here's how we're going to do this. All right? You're going to break things down into, hold on. You're going to break things down into a money management method. Right? Management method. Right? I'm here to lead, not to read, so my writing sucks. But anyways, you're going to go like this. This is how this is going to go. Your financial freedom account. That's first. Okay? Then you have your needs or your necessities. Alright? Needs, necessities. Then you have your long-term savings. Then you have your education. Then you have your fun. And then you have your giving. Now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how this is going to go. When you're going to take your current income, no matter how much money you make, it's not the amount, it's the habit. It's never the amount. It is always your habit. If you can't manage a little, how the fuck are you going to manage a lot? So all of you guys out there saying, I don't make enough money, I want to tell you that's bullshit. Create a habit with what you have. Let me tell you what's easier to manage. You making $1 million and then all of a sudden you peel away $100,000? Man, that's tough. Even though it's your money still. If you don't have a habit to do that, you will mentally fuck yourself. It's easier to manage $1 and to take 10% out of $1, which is a dime, and begin to manage that and build that habit because it stings less. But if you don't create a habit, it won't be about the amount anymore. You won't do it. All right, so you're going to take your total income at 100% and you're going to add 10% first. Millionaires and successful people and rich people pay themselves first. You will put money into your financial freedom account first before you do anything else. Next, you're going to begin to take a look at your living income and you're going to manage at 55%. 55%, I'm sorry. I think when I did it was 60. When I do mine, it's always 60 because I'm in a higher. When I manage my income, it's always 60% because I live in a higher price market. If you live in a lower price, a lower market, meaning like you don't have to pay $5,000 for rent, it's a little different, but you still need to manage there. So 60%, and then you're going to go. What did I put for you guys? Yep, here we go. Long-term savings, 5%. Education, 10%. What do I mean by education? You must continue to expand. Your money will grow to the level that you do. So I go to business seminars, I read business stuff, I read marketing stuff. I do all of those things because my education makes me expand as a bigger person. I see what I couldn't see before. So if you don't plan for education, I'm not talking about college education. Those are conventional thinking. Conventional thinking doesn't work and it never has. Everybody that you know that will teach you about money has never had the money that you really want to make all the time. And if you follow somebody who has, they'll tell you it's fucking easy, but that's bullshit. It's hard. It's easy for them now. I'm telling you the truth. I deal with the real world. I got real family. I got real businesses. I got real fucking things that I got to work on. So because I live in the real world, I'm going to teach you real world strategies, and they're simple. They're not complicated. Basic is simple and it works. Complicated is impressive and attractive, but it doesn't. Remember that. This is simple shit. Educate yourself in the ways of business and investing and things like that, but keep it simple. You have to put aside money to do that, or you will not do it. Your money will grow to the level that you do. Fun, 5%. Yes, you will spend money to you. That's where you take people out for dinner, you do something cool for yourself, so it's not a punishment to manage your money. All right? Giving. I go 5%. Here's why I say 5% instead of 10. That's just what I believe right now. I used to do 10, now I do 5, and I just continue at that level, right? Because I'm putting things in other places. Now, if you want to give 10%, then you're going to take it from your needs, and instead of being at 60%, you're going to drop this down to 55, and then you're going to add your other 5% from here. But you do not take it from these other places. You never take away from that. Never. Never. I want you to picture this kind of like the way that I was taught it. As you know the story between the golden goose, right? It's pretty simple, and I heard this story because I went to this training over and over again, like I said, understanding money and all this other stuff. But it was best cited like this, so I'll share with you the way I got it. So you have your goose that laid the golden egg, right? Goose, right? Boom, 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 boom. So laid the golden egg. For you, let's say that's money. So naturally, the farmer was like, okay, cool, he only shits one egg at a time. It's like, they're gold, like we can make more. Like, what if all the inside of them is filled with gold, and if we cut it, we can get out more stuff? And what they did was they killed the golden goose and lost all their eggs. So when you take a look at your financial freedom thing, this is supposed to make you money, because your financial freedom account eventually will build its way up for you to buy businesses or investments. Because you got to set yourself up for that. It's not just going to randomly happen. So naturally, you have 10% in your financial freedom fund every time you get paid. This is your working income. I don't care how much money you make. If you make $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month or $100,000 a month, this stays the same. If you manage your money will make you money. If you don't manage your money will manage you. Meaning that you will buy something you don't need, and you will have to continue to pay for it. If you focus on being financially free, you will be financially free. If you focus on getting out of debt, you will get out of debt and then get back into more debt, because your focus is debt. You are focusing here on being financially free. All right. So again, you can go back through this, but I wanted to share this with you because this is how rich and successful people think. Their habits are different. They create a habit off of this. So you put 10% in your financial freedom account, which eventually you will invest this money into a business or an investment, which in turn makes you more money. You're going to live off 60% of your working income. 5% goes into your long-term savings plan, which goes into like an IRA, a 401k. It goes into something that you can put this money aside towards it gains some lower level of interest, but you never touch it. Your 10% education. You put money aside from your working income to continuously educate yourself by way of business, by way of investing, by way of other stuff that you're going to do on a monthly basis. You must reinvest. All right? So, and then after that, you have your fun account. Fun. Whatever it is that you want to do, 5% of your stuff. You go out to dinner, you do like I do. I don't have a lot of shit I do for fun. So I may buy a workout thing, or I may go buy some workout energy drink, some shit like that. But every month I spend a little bit on myself that makes me happy. Because it's not a punishment to manage my money. It's a privilege, all right? Last but not least is my giving, whether it's to church, whether it's to a foundation that you love, or whatever it is that you do to do good in the world. It's still something that allows you to give so you can make some level of contribution to what you do, but you set that aside. If you want to give 10%, like some people teach at church, then you take 5% from your needs. What are your needs? Gas, rent, electric bill, all the other shit that you got to pay for. That is a specific need in your life. Now, question. You took 100% of your money and you managed it effectively. That if you did this over 1 year, 10 years, 5 years, 20 years, do you think that over time your financial freedom will change. Your needs will change, especially what we said earlier, you're ruthlessly committed to cutting your expenses. Your needs will go down, your income will go up. You have long-term savings, 5% over the year, 2 years, 10 years. You've educated yourself about investing, so you've learned better. You've made different investment opportunities. You saw different investment opportunities from business and investing. And you're having fun. You're having a good time with your family, your wife, your kids. And then now all of a sudden you're giving to contribution and you're being able to contribute in a way that makes you feel better. You didn't kill your golden goose by burning down your financial freedom account. You actually left that money alone and you reinvested that money towards, you buy more golden gooses so they lay more eggs. So then you do all of this all over again, now with more money. So maybe your $1,000 that used to go towards your financial freedom account is now at 10. And then your $1,000 that used to go towards your education is now at 10,000. Do you see how you can begin to become this multi-millionaire that we all look at, marvel at, and think that they're special, but they're fucking not. They just have different habits about money because they were taught to do money differently. All right? So, hope you got that. Super important that you got this. Did you get this? Did you get this? I hope so. So, business and investment. Passive. What is passive income? Passive income is money that works for you. So, I want you to write down 3 examples of what you believe would be business passive income. And here, I want you to write down 3 things that you can think of that would be investment passive income. And I want you to write them down. They're not wrong, they're not right, they're not true, they're not false. They're just what you know of in your mind at this time. And I want you to come up with ideas. Whether you can buy them or not, that's not the point. The point is I want you to be thinking. Because I want you to think differently. I want you to have a millionaire mindset. A modern millionaire mindset. Because the things that used to be investment opportunities and business opportunities 10 years ago may not be today. So I want you to think about being a millionaire today. And the mindset that you would have today about your money. And today about investing. And today about business. Things change. Are you going to change with it? Alright? So again, passive income. Money that works for you. That makes money for you. And I'm not going to say passive income makes money for you and you never have to fucking look back. That's bullshit. Everyone who says passive income that comes in while you fucking sleep, that's bullshit. You still have to manage your money. Just like you have to manage certain components of the business. You won't have to be in it, but you can manage it. And you will also have to manage certain components of your investments. You don't have to be in it, but you can have a system in place to manage the system. And then that money comes in. Let's be fucking real. This shit that works in the real world, not fucking la la land. Anyone who tells you passive income and you never have to look back, you just get a fucking check, that's bullshit. Not at the level that we want to play. You want 0.5% of interest? I'm not talking about that. I'm dealing with people who want to be fucking rich. Real rich. Not bullshit rich. Alright? So, how do you come up with the amount of money that would make you financially free? I want you to picture this. I want you to take 10% of what you... Okay, let's do it like this. How much money do you want to live off of plus 50% for taxes? So let's say you are at 50,000, right? Or you want to live off 100,000 a year. That would be a good lifestyle for you. All right? So I want you to just play with those numbers in your mind. And we'll just use those as examples. 50,000, 100,000. So then, if that's the case, I want you to take a look at that, and then I want you to stretch your mind and add a 0 to each one of them. Because that would mean that you would need investments of $500,000 or $1 million to generate $100,000 a year in income at 10% interest off of the investments, right? If you're just going to take a measly, 10% off of your investments, then that's how you know. So you need to get passive income from business, from business and investment income, and then each generate roughly about $500,000 a year, and kick off 10% to you to be able to live comfortably at either 100,000 or 50,000. That's how we get those numbers, right? How much you want to live off of, add a zero. That's how much money you need to make from your passive investments and passive business income. All right. So that's how you come up with that. So once you understand that, then you know you're going to run through the financial freedom framework that we gave you, and you're going to manage it based on the money management method that we talked about, which is your working income and all the other stuff. Okay. So that's that. Question. Any questions? Because if you have questions, one, if you're in my group right now, put them in the comment box and we'll get to them later. Next, I want you to take a look at it from a perspective of what have you learned so far about, one, your beliefs about money. Are you managing your money effectively? Are you hitting your threshold and then sinking back, because to get to the next level, your money threshold keeps kicking you backwards? Using an analogy of a runner. You can only run 5 miles, and at 6 miles you start to taper off, and you go back and you have to start over on 5 miles again, and you taper off at 6 and you run back. Like, that's your threshold for money. You make 50,000, you get a little bit over it and you sabotage it, boom, you go back to 0. Or you make 100,000 and you sabotage it. When you're at 120, you go back down to 100. And then you make 100,000, 20, and you sabotage, you go back down to 100. What is the threshold that continues to loop for you? What is it? And I want you to write it down. And I want you to add a 0 to the back of it. So if it's 100,000, I want you to write 1,000,000. That is your new money threshold. If it's 50,000, I want you to write 0 to the back of it. It's 500,000. If it's 2 million, I want you to write a 0 on the back of that. Whatever your income is, I want you to write a 0 on the back of it, because we will begin to expand your threshold about who it takes to do that. All right. So this next phase, so what we went over last time is your ability to actually win the money game, but now we're going to take a look at it from a perspective of the second tier of winning the money game is your thoughts about success. So let's say rich. I want to be rich, right? Always, because I don't care how much money you ever make. People who make a lot of money still don't believe that they're rich, because money is a thought. So 9 times out of 10, some people are like, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. But if you ask them what they do, they'll say some business, because the thought process is that the game is not over. They're expanding their threshold. So while they may be rich in one area, they want to expand the next level. So they're still not saying I'm rich. I'm not done. I'm still pushing, right? So, and let me explain something to you. You can't be what you hate. I tell people all the time, don't become what you hate. You know why? Because if you hate something, you will never be it. Unconsciously, you will sabotage yourself on the way there, because you believe one thing versus doing as it relates to the actions that you say you want. All right? So let's play this game. All right? So let's go to the next phase. And I may have skipped some stuff, and if I skip some stuff and you want to learn more, I want to welcome you to come down to one of the trainings that we have as it relates to champion. This training is going inside of Tougher. This training will be inside of the Modern Millionaire training, inside of one of the groups that we have as a standalone training as a group for people who are just coming for this. And if you want that, then we will get way more in depth, way more than I can ever do in this 1-hour training that we're doing. All right, so we're going to go over this. So we live in two worlds. And for the most part, the world that you are going to live in is the inner world and your outer world, right? So like we said, your thoughts plus feelings plus the actions that you take equal your results. So in these two areas, those are your inner world. That's the inner world game. Inner world game of money, millionaire, success, all those buzzwords. But they all trigger something different as it relates to thoughts and feelings for you when I say millionaire, or when I say rich, or when I say successful, or when I say wealthy, or when I say power and business and all that stuff, right? They're going to affect the amount of action that you take as it relates to money and success. And therefore, it's going to dictate your results. So, we're going to start here. Because last time we went over money habits. Now we're going to go over your thoughts and your feelings about being a millionaire, being rich, being successful, overcoming the threshold about your money. Where do these thoughts come from? So here's how I want you to write this down. Rich people are. Success is. millionaires are, and we'll stick with these three. Rich people are. I want you to come up with three things, three thoughts that come up for you, and three ways that you think about these things. Success is three things that come up for you. Millionaires are three things that come up for you. And we're going to do the same thing we did with the last one. You're going to go through those things. These are the three thoughts that come up as you think about these things. Rich people are what? What were you taught in school? What were you taught in church? What were you taught by your parents? What were you taught by your friends? What were you taught at work? What were you taught in your business? What were you taught by the last business venture that you were in? What did you learn from your business partner about this thing? What did you learn when you were broke and you just started off? And now that you're pushing to get more, what did you learn along the way? Because those are your thoughts. Your thoughts trigger a feeling, which triggers some pattern or belief, right? So next, when you take a look at what you think, I learned this, and I'm going to share it with you guys, all right? So, like we said, your inner side affects the outer. Your thoughts and feelings are inside, right? So, can we all agree on that? Thoughts and feelings are what? Inner. Actions happen what? Outer. Results, outer. So, how do you get something in the outer world at all? Because it has to start here. It starts on the inside. So, same thing analogy I said again about money, right? Success is also an inner game. So if we take a look at, like we said, it's a tree. I was just talking to my mom about this. We're talking about the tree, and let's say it's apples. Apples are a result, right? And this is the tree. So this is the ground. The tree grows up, and then we have all these things. These are the roots. Some of you guys have heard this before. Like I said, if I heard it before, great. But if you aren't living this shit, it doesn't matter. You just heard it. It's not producing results for you. That's why we're doing this. And if you've heard it again, do it again. If you've played this game again, do it again harder. Because the threshold that you may have now can't be your end. If you made $1 million and you're already there and you're like, fuck, that's your threshold. Next time you make $1 million, good. Or you make $1.2 million, you're going to lose $200,000. Can you afford the cost of losing $200,000 because you won't do the same shit again? To expand your threshold, to raise your threshold, right? So if we take a look at this tree, if apples are the results of this tree, the roots can't be damaged. This is the shit you don't see. This is the inside. This is your thoughts and your feelings in your brain. This is the root that produces the results, that produces the fruit, right? Your roots produce the fruit. Now you can't plant this tree and bitch because the apples are oranges. It will never happen. Oh my God, I planted these apple seeds and oranges didn't come out. It doesn't fucking make sense, but that's what people try to do here. I want to be rich and successful, and I planted these apple seeds, but I continue to get oranges. You're not paying attention to the package. The package is the seeds. The seeds produce the roots produce the tree. The trees produce the results. And if you are trying to plant the wrong seed, you can't bitch about the fruit that grows from it. All right? Which is why we start here. Rich and successful people are. Success is X. Millionaires are. If your thoughts behind these things are negative and you're trying to be rich and successful and a millionaire, do you really think subconsciously you're going to do what it takes to be the thing that you hate? Be the thing that you were taught is bad? Be the thing that you subconsciously believe is evil? If you are really a good-natured person, it won't work. So I want to invite you to these thoughts that where you are, if you believe that your thoughts and your feelings about being rich, being successful, being a multimillionaire, having more than you've ever had, that makes you bad, then unconsciously you will avoid it at all costs. Even if you make money, you'll quit. All right? Even if you get a certain amount of money, you'll knock yourself back down because you believe having more money, being rich and successful is bad, and you will stop because your brain will not allow you to do something dangerous. It is a survival mechanism that's meant to keep you safe, and you believe you will not be safe being more successful, more rich, then your brain will let you. It'll stop short, which creates the threshold, like we said. All right. So in these things, now we're at that level, like I said before. What do we call this? We are taking a look at an awareness place, and now we're going to move into where this comes from. Because we just moved into where it comes awareness, and then where does it come from? Those are what those questions are. Like, where the fuck did you learn that shit from? Is it your parents, your mom, kids at school, business partners, bad experiences, failures, Well, if you're in business, you're going to have business failures. And if you have business failures, then that is a new experience. So you may have a different conversation going on in your subconscious mind about going to the next level or taking the next chance to get there. That'll keep you from there. All right. So here's what I want you to do now. I want you to come up with 10 empowering power statements about Rich, about Rick, as one, Rick and success. People counter to yours. So whatever you wrote down, I want you to go back in and I want you to write something counter to what you just wrote. So if you wrote down rich and successful people are greedy, I want you to write down rich and successful people are giving. Because think about it, if you are a giving person and you believe rich people are not, then you will never become rich because your mind won't let you. Your actions won't dictate what it takes to do that if you believe that to be true. And if you believe it at your core, you're going to say one shit with your mouth, but in your heart you believe it, you won't. Like I said, it's your roots that produce the fruit. And how do you produce different fruits? Change the root. This is about changing the root. The most important thing you can do today, if you get nothing else about how to change your mental thermostat and become a modern millionaire mindset thinking person today, so you can be a fucking winner, is create 10 empowering power statements about being rich, about rich and successful people that counter your own negative thoughts. If they weren't negative, I got it. Then don't make them negative. Then leave them where they are. And don't bullshit. If you write down bullshit stuff because I can't see your stuff, I'm not asking you to present them in the group. People in the group, I'm going to ask you to present what you learned. One big fucking takeaway. One thing you're going to do today. So, but you will get asked. So if you don't get this, you will fail. If you do get this, you will be rich and successful and wealthy beyond your wildest fucking dreams. And then when you find yourself hitting a new threshold, you go back and you do these activities again. And you will expand your thoughts and your feelings about where you are. You check them at the door. If you have a bad thought come in, what do? You check it at the door. You check that thought. And then you create a new supporting thought. All thoughts are bullshit, so it isn't like you're lying to yourself. You're just giving one that will support you. If you can write your own book, why would you write a shitty book? Write a good one. And then read that good one until it becomes who you are, right? That's what you're doing here. So when you do this and you own this, I want you to come up with these things. And I want you to say them every day. I want you to take at least 30 minutes a day throughout the course of the day. And I want you to go over your 10 empowering power statements about being rich, being successful. And then I also want you to take a look, and I also want you to invest into your financial freedom framework. That framework that we did. Go back and watch this training. It's a good fucking training. But again, this is about the mindset of being a modern millionaire today. People who are rich and successful millionaires and successful business owners and business people and investors and stuff, they're not special. They just have different habits. Your habits will make you broke, or your habits will make you rich. Which habits are you living by? And if you want to know the truth, just take a look around. If you aren't where you want to be, that's not bad. It just takes you to become 1, aware, 2, understand, 3, begin to recondition yourself for change. That is how you create lasting change. All right? And if you want to have fast fucking change, the way we do it here at our academy, I want you to sign up for our training camps. Towards when you come, we spend a full day talking about money and recalibrating and helping you build out your own map and your own financial freedom framework that you lead with and you live with until you get to the part where you want to hit. Then we begin to craft the next one so you can't lose. I'm doing this because I also need to do this because I'm stuck in my own threshold, right? 11 million, $250,000, and then I go back down. So I'm doing this with you so I have a group of people to play with who also want to win, because it's one thing about being a teacher and a student, and it's another thing about being in the game, because I'm willing to always get in the game. I'll never pretend to be a fucking guru, right? Because I want to win. right? I'd rather be the quarterback on a team than be the coach on the fucking sidelines. This is how I think right now. Maybe that'll change later, just not where I'm at right now. I like getting shit done, just like you. These are real world strategies that get results now. And if you want results now, you'll do it. So, last thing before we go today. One big takeaway that you got from the first half, which is winning the money game. Second half, winning the mind game of success and being rich and millionaires, right? So that's two. One big takeaway, winning the money game. One big takeaway of the mindset of millionaires. Like, what is your mindset about success and rich? What was the takeaway that you took away? And what is the one big thing, one action? People fail because they don't get fucking clear. Clarity is power. Power is the ability to do or act now. No vague bullshit. What is one thing that you're going to do today that you're committed action? Not la la land shit. Not shit you're going to do later, within the hour. What are you going to do now? What is it? Write it in the comment section after listening to this. Do not bullshit this. All you people out there that claim to not have enough money, to want to make more money, to want to have more money in your business, if you can't do this, you will never have enough money in your business. And if you get it, you'll lose it. That'll be your roller coaster ride of fucking life. In and out, up and down, up and down, up and down. When does that stop for you? You have to expand and identify your money threshold. This is how. Real world shit. All right, man. So, one thing you learned from the financial side, one thing you learned from the mindset side, one committed action that you're going to take in the money side, one committed action that you're going to take in the mindset side. Write those in the comment box. I expect to see them today. And let's get after this. And I'll also be writing in the millionaire mindset principles every day in the group. And I expect you guys to go in, read those things, and write how those matter to you. Not general, we, you, say I. It's about you, your growth, right? And I'm looking forward to doing that stuff. All right, man. This is Vic, Wage War. Thanks for the training today.